My name is Angie. Maybe you've seen me around school or at work or in a video for True Kids 1, but if I'm not in any of those places, it's likely that you'll find me right here. Like a lot of teenagers, I spend a majority of my time in my bedroom. I know I could be doing better things, like going on a hike or trying a new hobby, but for some reason I always find myself back in this same spot. It would be fine if I was doing something productive like homework or reading a book, but in reality I'm just on my phone. I'm scrolling on Instagram or I'm sending snaps and entertaining myself and just feeling disconnected. And it's just because of this. I've noticed at times that I'd rather watch other people live their lives than go out and live my own. I've become too comfortable in this virtual world and I'd rather watch life go by on the sidelines. And that scares me. And I know I'm not the only person feeling this way either. How is it that I spend so many hours a day on my phone making these connections, yet I still feel so isolated and alone?
Our age group was in quarantine at a really vital developmental stage. It was 7th and 8th grade, I think. You're going from childhood to your teen years, and you need those years to be able to learn how to socialize.
If you're spending so much of that time on your phone, you're really not getting as much out of your childhood as you can, and you're probably going to end up being weird.
I mean, I've definitely interacted with a lot of people that I can tell they haven't been taught those skills and they haven't been able to practice proper communication or how to read someone.
I credit a lot of my behavior, just my personality has kind of been really well developed because I haven't been on my phone as much in my younger years.
I grew up with nature. I had a bunch of neighbors, and we would just play outside all day. And yeah, social media wasn't a thing and phones weren't a thing, and I was really, really creative back then. And I think I still am because of my childhood. Social media has stopped people from being able to be emotionally and socially intelligent and be able to really interact with each other in real life. Because texting is super easy. You're a completely different person when you're texting.
Developing interpersonal relationships is not going to be formed over an online chat,
I feel like a lot of friendships and relationships struggle over text.
You really can't see how someone thinks of you. You can't really get a good connection face to face because you're not really sitting there seeing their body language, their face, their expressions towards you.
You can take things the wrong way. There can be so many miscommunications, and that can just ruin it. And then once you see them in person, everything's fine.
I don't know, some people make it work, and sometimes it works out, but I'm not really sure what the extent of the relationship is.
People haven't had to put in as much effort to know each other or develop good, strong relationships. And it's not because they're lazy, it's just because they haven't had the practice.
Through video games, a lot of people make friends and then aren't friends with them in real life.
Even with people that I've interacted with online first, once I've met them in person, they're completely different.
Being on social media right next to each other in a room, sitting down, chilling out while we don't have anything to do, is probably due to the fact that there's not a lot of things to do socially here in Taos. People that are bored here end up doing bad things, and it ends up with people on the streets or doing drugs or just failing out of school because there's not a good balance of things to do for people our age.
Definitely having social media has stopped me from fulfilling my fullest potential and ability.
It really takes away from your personal growth and your personal experience and how you develop into a human being.
Sometimes I see my sisters, they just come home and right after school they just lie down and they'll scroll for hours, and I try to get them to do stuff with me, but sometimes they don't want to because they're so burnt out or tired from the school day and they just want to be alone.
It actually happens a lot, especially at Hayden's house. We kind of just sit around on the bed or the couch and scroll on our phones for a while.
I just feel like some people really just unfortunately prefer to be on their phones because, like, why go to an expensive concert or see live music when you can just see it on YouTube? But it would be healthy if people could spend time alone but doing the things they love, because I feel like people have so much potential. If everyone stopped going on social media or using their phones, people could do endless things. Like, I feel like even for myself, if I didn't have a phone, I would be so good at guitar. I'd be able to, like, journal, maybe do some reading, do so many things that I want to do.
FOMO is the fear of missing out.
Just scrolling in your room, you're seeing everyone else having fun, you know, achieving goals, and social media is not real, obviously, so you don't see, like, their struggles too.
Like, if I'm on my phone, I'm looking at social media. Often I'll see people doing a lot better than I am at my same age.
And it's really hard to just see what everyone else is doing because it kind of takes away from you being able to do well for yourself.
You kind of like, you disassociate with the present moment and kind of focus on what's going on elsewhere. And you can get pretty easily distracted and, you know, miss out. But you really aren't missing out because you're doing something that is possibly helping you.
And a lot of people think that, like, posting themselves drinking and stuff like that is cool and awesome and hip. You're always scared of being recorded and getting in trouble, and, like, people can use that video footage against you. It's really scary. Like, you can be blackmailed into a lot of stuff.
Us teenagers gather virtually, on our phones, on social media, on gaming servers, much more than we do in person. This changes the way that we view ourselves, the way that we communicate with others, and it also changes the spaces that we inhabit. If we're alone, it's likely that we're on our phone. Or even if we're together in person, in each other's presence, we still have our noses glued to our screens. This can create FOMO, the fear of missing out, anxiety, or even have us be fearful for being filmed and embarrassed online. Teenagers need to learn how to take advantage of the amazing world that we live in. Sometimes it's hard to drop the digital facade that we've created, but what happens when we're thrown into the real world and don't know what to do? Teenagers need to learn how to thrive and connect without the help of their cell phone.